Hello, everybody, and welcome to our trending topics. My name is Joni Rampola, one of the registered licensed dietitians with your Giant and Martins. And today, for our trending topics, we are talking about making a better breakfast. And I am making spicy shakshuka eggs. And I am so excited about this recipe. It just looks really good. Eggs. So this is what it looks like. It's a spicy tomato sauce, and it has some almost poached eggs that we're making inside of it. It does earn a guiding star. And if you see at the bottom, it's ready in 25 minutes. So I've kind of shortened some of the steps so that I can do it here. So when I say it earns a guiding star for the recipe, what does that actually mean? So you want to look for guiding stars when you want to add more good stuff to your cart and to your life. So 1 star means good nutrition value, 2 stars is better, and 3 stars is the best nutrition value. You can find guiding stars on our products, on our website, in our dietitian's materials, and of course now, on savory recipes as well. Just help you live healthier. So what is shakshuka? So that is how it's pronounced. It's just fun to say to me, right? Can you not say that 100 times? Shakshuka, shakshuka. It originated in North Africa and has deep roots in the Middle East. The meaning of the name is really just thrown together like tomatoes and peppers and spices and eggs. And it has many what I call global cousins, similar to huevos rancheros, which is the spicy tomato sauce. Spices are a little bit different, and the eggs in there as well. And since it is still National Hispanic Heritage Month, I thought I would just pull that fact out. Nutritional benefits. The big one is protein, right? Eggs have about 6 to 7 grams of that high quality. And what I mean by high quality is it's a complete protein, having all of the essential amino acids in there. So that makes it awesome, which helps keeps you full and satisfied and supports your muscle, either health, we'll call it that. You get a vegetable boost from your tomatoes, your peppers, your green onions, which add vitamin A, C, potassium, and antioxidants like lycopene, which is known in the tomato, which is linked to heart health, eye health, and actually benefits prostate in men. And then we can make this meal a balanced plate, a balanced meal. So our eggs and veggies are all the good things that you want in a meal, right? They create a dish that's packed with your protein. It's not heavy, but to add more balance, we're going to add either a starch or a grain. So when you want to serve it, you could either potatoes or a whole grain pita to create that naturally balanced meal and soak up potatoes. So today I'm going to pair my shakshuka spicy eggs with some simply potatoes on the side. We're going to make them two. And I actually bought two different kinds, the shredded hash browns and the diced potatoes. The first two pictures there, I have both bags with me because I wasn't sure which one I actually wanted to do, but both of them earned 2 guiding stars. So they're potatoes and they are good for you, which is great. Ingredients in this recipe: 1 bunch of green onions. And if you're not sure what a green onion is, I have one to show you. Some olive oil, garlic, a bag of frozen mixed pepper strips, thawed and patted dry. And I am so glad I saw this recipe because I have never bought frozen mixed pepper strips. I always buy 3 different peppers and cut them. And this was such a great time saver. Like, thank you, recipe, for introducing me to frozen pepper strips. Some ground cumin, smoked paprika, a can of crushed tomatoes, harissa paste, 8 large eggs, and some crumbled feta cheese. And then these are the steps. We're going to thinly slice our green onions, separating the white and the darker green parts. In a skillet, we're going to heat our oil. We're going to cook for about 5 minutes. Stir in the cumin, cook a minute. In the skillet, we're going to stir in the canned tomatoes and harissa sauce. I did not buy harissa, and I'm going to tell you what I'm using instead. Reduce heat to medium low, then we're going to cook an additional 6 minutes until slightly reduced. And what reduced means is you're letting some of the liquid evaporate it, so the flavors just really condense and just make little wells in it. We're going to add the eggs to the mixture, space them out evenly, season with salt and pepper if you like. Cover, cook for another 8 minutes until the whites are set and the yolks are desired doneness. You can rotate your skillet if you need to for even cooking. Then to serve, we're going to top it with feta cheese and garnish with the darker green parts of the green onion. I am going to stop sharing my screen right about now. And then we are going to, whoops, I think I just had a little blip there. And then we are going to start cooking. All right, so first is to slice the green onion. Let me just show you what a green onion is. So it comes with the little label that says green onions. They're in the store loose. They come in a big bunch. So when it says the white and the green, all of this is considered the white. You see it start turning green, but if it's solid inside, it's still considered part of the onion. This whole thing is edible. There's no part of this except the little roots. You don't want to eat, I call them the fingers. You don't want to eat the fingers or the roots. But then when it says the dark green parts, this is hollow. And this is what we're calling the dark green part. To me, they're not, but they look like chives. And that's a green onion. So I cut up the bunch and I have it here. And this is the white. You could still see there's some green in that white. And this is the dark green. And I say they look like chives because they're kind of hollow. Um, and that's what they look like. So I'm going to heat up my skillet. Let that settle. I have some olive oil here. I'm just going to put that in and we're going to let that heat for a second. And while that is heating, just want to show the olive oil. So this olive oil says first from light because light is not good for it. But if it is the first cold pressed or first cold extracted, they're just different technologies saying the same thing. They press the olives and then they get that first cold press or first cold extracted. And then with that olive mash, they either heat it up or chemically treat it to get additional olive oil out. All olive oil is good for your heart, but that first cold pressed or first cold extracted, which is always in that extra virgin olive oil, if it is at all, is the one that is the most omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals. It's the most nutrient dense. You're not getting all your nutrients from olive oil. I hope you're not eating that much of it, but great to know, right? So there's that. All right. Then when this is heated up, we're going to take just the whites, so just the bottom part of that, and put that in our skillet. So we'll put that in there. Then we are going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic. And I am just using in a jar minced garlic. Just take a little out. That in my pan. And then we are going to add half a bag of the frozen peppers. So these are in where the So these are in where the frozen vegetables are in. This was like, so I'm draining some water out. My sink is right here below me. Um, so yes, these are the peppers, and I should have thawed them overnight, but I didn't. I just took them out this morning and then just patted them dry, just took out some, just what they look like, and I'm gonna put those in my peppers. All right, and then that cooks for about 5 minutes. So while that is cooking, I have a little poll, and it is just, have you ever tried shakshuka before? So you could pick, yes, I love it. Yes, but only once or twice. Not yet. This is my first time. Or nope, just not one of those recipes that's for me. Got a lot of newbies coming in. I love that. I had someone introduce me to this recipe, and they are of Hispanic heritage, so made it with the tortilla crust on the bottom. I am doing more the African version that doesn't have that, but shakshuka. But yes, I love it. So most people say, not yet. This is my first time. What fun. All right. So I'm going to give this a little stir and give that another minute. And then I'm going to just talk about potatoes. So Simply Potatoes has a diced or a shredded hash brown. So because I didn't, these potatoes take about 15 minutes to make, and they're both about the same amount of time. You make them slightly differently, a little oil in the pan, put them in the pan. Um, Both of these are in guiding stars, which I love. It makes it wonderful. So I made these yesterday because I don't think my potatoes are going to have enough time to cook. But I'm going to start these just to show you how easy it is, the process. But we're probably not going to see those finished. So I have these finished. And when I show you my finished product, I'll show you how I do that, and we're pairing them. But okay, we're letting this cook. I'm gonna heat up my back fry pan right now. And the back one, I'm gonna do the potatoes. And we'll see, maybe they will get done, maybe they won't, but that's okay. I'm not measuring my oil. I'm gonna pour a little in there, let that heat up. And then all you do is just put the potatoes right in there. And just so you know where these are found, these potatoes are fresh, never frozen. So they are in the breakfast meats, they're considered breakfast items. So in the store where you'd find your bacon and breakfast items, that's where these are. Somehow further in the store, there are some, but not the breakfast. I'm going to put those in and then just flatten them. And I just want to show you this. I don't know if you could even see them, just came off of my finger. Every now and then you get a tiniest little shred of potato peel. So if you see a black dot in your potato, it's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean anything's bad. It's just a little piece of skin stayed in there, but a little piece of skin, eat it. It's good. I just wanted to say that because sometimes people get a little funny if they see a black dot in something. It's good. It's brown potato skin. All right, so now my peppers are cooking. So the recipe called for 28 ounces of crushed pepper. So the pepper I chose, and this wasn't in the recipe, this is just my choice going a little bit outside the recipe, is our fire roasted because I love that smoky little flavor, brings it a little bit difference. So I'm choosing that, but you choose what you want. If I wasn't going to do that, I may do even the no salt added, right? That's a good option too. But you decide what kind of tomato that you want in there. But I think for this recipe, that little smokiness is really good. And then I'm just going to pour this right in there. All right, so then this needs to simmer about um, a couple minutes. We're going to put in a teaspoon of cumin. And let's see, here is my cumin. I'm going to take the lid off to get a teaspoon in there. Perfect. And then half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. And smoked is just a different kind of flavor. Adds again a little bit of that smoky flavor. Oh, I can't get this lid off. There we go. And we're doing just half a teaspoon for this one. And then that cooks about 5 minutes. I'm just going to stir this all up for a minute. So we're making our spicy tomato sauce. And it has that garlic and peppers and onions, as well as the cumin and the paprika. So that is nice. All right, so this, let's see, let me look here. This cooks for a little bit, and if in this, the recipe called for harissa paste, which is um, red pepper and like a chili pepper. It's pretty spicy. They do sell a mild version, but I decided just to go with a couple of cayenne pepper or red pepper flakes. So I'm doing that instead. I'm just gonna put in a little bit and you decide if you want heat or not heat, right? That's where we do that. So I am gonna do another poll. What is your comfort level with heat? Who likes it hot? Who does not? I'm a mild person. I don't like super strong heat or medium with a kick. I like that too a lot, but I'm definitely not bring all the heat kind of girl. And so far, most people are mild as well, about 50% mild, just like me. Yep, just like me, most people are mild. Thanks for thanks for doing the poll with me. Yep. So the sauce is now starting to simmer. And as it simmers, some of the steam comes off, and that steam coming off reduces it and makes the flavor just a little bit stronger, a little bit brighter, which is great. And then after like a couple minutes, we're going to add the eggs. So I just have regular eggs. And here's what I suggest is to always crack your egg in a bowl and then add them once you crack them. You can crack them directly in there if you know that you crack eggs well. But if you get a little shard of a shell in there and you have to go digging through your hot tomato sauce, that's absolutely no fun. So I do it this way. And then what I learned If you crack on the edge of something, you're more likely to get a shell in your egg. If you crack on a flat surface, you're less likely to get a shell in your egg. So you hit it till it cracks, then I just stick my 2 fingers in there and pull it apart, and no shell. Perfect. Let's see. I need somewhere to put the shells. So I'm just going to crack them one by one and put them in my tomato sauce. My tomato sauce is reducing here. So what I'm going to do, show you my pan. That's what it looks like so far. I'm just going to take this and make a little well for where I'm going to put my egg. It's not going to stay, there's no hole, but it just helps a little bit. And I have 1 egg in there. Make another well. Pour my egg in there. And then we're just going to keep repeating this process until we get our eggs in there. This recipe calls for 8 eggs. Oops, I forgot to make a well for that one. We're just cracking the eggs and putting them in. Well, and then I'll pick up my pan and show you once I get all the eggs in. I'll show you the egg. Make a little well for it, then I'll just pouring the egg in. And that's what it looks like in the pan. Whoops, wrong. And then you cover it so that the eggs become kind of poached. You'll see a little film come over the eggs, and some people like their eggs runny. Some people like their eggs totally firm. You cook it as long as you need to make it right for you. We set a towel here. I'm gonna see how my potatoes are doing. Gonna kind of make forks of them and flip the little forks. Just starting, but we're not there by any means. So since I only have a short amount of time in class, while these two cook, the lid is just to hide it. And I'm sure my eggs got a little bit more cooked because I put a lid on it, but this is what I made right before class. This is what it looks like. I did just a smaller version. And mine has been off the heat for this whole class, so it's not steamy hot anymore. But then I'm going to take the green part, throw these on top. And some feta cheese. I'm going to top it with feta. And then the way this is served is usually just The pan sits on a hot plate on a table. It's like a communal meal, one pot meal that everybody shares in. And that is Shakshuka eggs. And how I am going to serve them is alongside, these are the diced simply potatoes. And again, I put them in a pan, I put a little salt and pepper on them, and that is it. You can even add stuff to them if you want to make these spicy too, but to me, these two together, perfect meal that could be breakfast, could be brunch, could be lunch, could be late night meal. It just has all the components, but it's not too filling and it's nice. Just right. And now I'm going to share my screen again for a minute, show you what's coming up next. So I would love for you to stay connected to our team. There's no class on Friday, but Monday, Shayna is doing a Meal Solutions Monday, flyer to fork, and I'm not going to spoil it and tell you what she's making, but she's also doing a breakfast and a beverage to celebrate National Coffee Day, kind of going along with my theme here, breakfast. Love that. And then Tuesday at noon is Produce Spotlight, sheet pan carrots, also with Shayna. Thank you, thank you. And Holly, if you want to stop recording, I would appreciate that, and I will go to